For years, the average Minecraft player has been wondering one question. Is it possible to beat Minecraft without breaking any blocks? Now, in today's video, we're going to be going through a little bit of a journey. We're going to be figuring out how the player could possibly break any blocks without breaking blocks. And then, we're going to see how you can get to the end. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to like and subscribe because we're approaching 100 subs quite quickly. And if you subscribed, you could officially say you were here before 100 subs. No pressure, of course. And on with the video. Now, when you spawn in a world, you of course need to break trees and get on with the experience. Now, that is usually how you go about doing it in a normal world. But since this isn't a normal world, this player would obviously need to break blocks. But you cannot do this since this is a challenge and you cannot break any blocks. So the best chance that the player has to beating the game is of course getting to a village. A village has many different things. You can find hundreds, possibly thousands of blocks in just one single village. You of course can get wheat, hay, and many other types of foods, but you cannot break any of the foods. So, your best chance is of course to kill the iron golem. Now, how would you kill the iron golem without actually killing the iron golem? Now, you would have to normally go up 3 blocks, but you cannot go up 3 blocks in this world. You would have to figure out how to cheese the game. Now, there are many different strategies, of course, of beating the iron golem. You, of course, could wait until nighttime to kill the iron golem with a zombie by trapping the iron golem in a corner, or you could go in and figure out how to kill the iron golem by just hitting it over and over again and running back and forth. But no matter what, you'd have to kill the iron golem. You would have between 2 and 5 iron to work with. Now, you would need to figure out how to get wood. Now, in order to get wood, you would of course need some sticks. Luckily, you can get sticks from a random chest inside of a village. This village particularly doesn't have any sticks, but let's theoretically say that you have some sticks. Now, of course, once you get sticks, you would need a crafting table, and that is a very interesting thing you would need to accomplish. Now, there are many different ways of course, getting yourself some wood. You could, of course, wait until nighttime and wait for a creeper and blow up some wood in order to get some wood. And then you could craft yourself a crafting table. But once you have the crafting table and you place it, now there are many different ways of getting obsidian in Minecraft. One of the best ways is through a blacksmith. Now, it's not guaranteed that a blacksmith, of course, would have obsidian, but it's one of the better choices that you have. Another way of getting obsidian is through these chests. Now, this chest has 2 obsidian, and I believe that you would actually have enough to get yourself the right materials to light this nether portal. Now, once you've lit the nether portal, you of course need to get through the nether portal. But on the other side, there are very many different outcomes. You could of course spawn way up in the air above lava on a very small cliff, or in a cave. If you spawn in a cave, it immediately kills the run. But if you happen to spawn in a forest, that is probably the best strategy for you, because naturally that's where endermen can spawn. Once you've made it to the other side, there are many hurdles you have to deal with as well. You would have to deal with the ghast, the zoglin, and many other different types of mobs. Now, you can't actually build So you'd actually have to deal with these mobs, and you wouldn't be able to just mine and hide. But once you finally made it to the forest, you would have to look for Endermen. Now, this forest particularly doesn't have any Endermen. You would have to find a blue forest. But let's pretend this is a blue forest. And once you get a blue forest, you'd have to kill some Endermen. Now, there are many different strategies when going to kill Endermen. The first strategy, of course, is hiding under a 2 by 2 area just like this. But, of course, you wouldn't have access to these type of blocks. But let's say, theoretically, you had the wood from earlier. You could just simply hide under here and wait for the Enderman to come to you. So, you would have to simply just wait for an Enderman to come to you until you kill it. Now, once you have yourself some Ender Pearls, you would now need to make your way to a fortress. Finding a fortress in this wasteland isn't particularly easy. You would have to find yourself many different ways of getting one. But luckily, this seed has one right over here. Now, a easy way to get to a Nether fortress, of course, is on Java. You could, of course, look for the amount of mobs in a certain area. But on Bedrock, there's no way of that, so it's all up to chance, really, on Bedrock. Once you finally made it to the Nether fortress, you would have to obtain some blaze rods. Now, once you get to the blaze rods, you would have to kill the blazes. Now, it's not particularly easy because we're assuming that you don't have any tools, neither do you have any sword. But let's be optimistic. Let's say that you got a sword from killing the iron golem. Now, once you've got the right amount of blaze rods, you of course go back to the overworld. But you could find a bastion in order to get more tools and weapons, but you would have to fight all of the creatures inside of the bastion. But let's say that you don't want to do that and you skip that altogether. You would then need to make your way all the way back to the Nether portal where you began. Now, of course, there are many different ways you could get to the end. You, of course, could leave the Nether and go all the way to the overworld and do it the old-fashioned way. Or, if you're on Java, you could calculate it and get yourself directly into the end room. But, of course, you would have to have some very, very, very great odds in order to pull that off. But let's say you decide to go through the Nether portal. Now, once you've made yourself to the overworld, now there are two different things you can do here. You, of course, could go to the end fortress to go fight the Ender Dragon, or you could go train a little bit and get yourself some more wood blocks and other immediate things, because you would need quite a bit of blocks for the end fortress, and I'll tell you why in a couple minutes. And there you go. You have finally lit an end portal. Now, the next goal, of course, is get to the end. Once you made it to the end, there are two chances of this outcome. You could, of course, be underground, which would immediately kill the run, because there is no way to kill Endstone without breaking the block, because you cannot blow it up either. So, you would have to get to the surface somehow. But, if you were to get here at this moment, you of course could just bridge across and get to the Ender Dragon fight. Now, killing the Ender Dragon is a completely different beast of its own, because you would have to kill the End Crystals. It is very difficult to do this, because of the caged ones, of course. But, if you had beds on you, you could luckily kill the Ender Dragon with quite ease. And that's that. You have finally done it. You have finally killed the Ender Dragon without breaking any blocks in Minecraft. Now, of course, you can get the Ender Dragon egg, You would have to figure out how to get torches in order to pull this off, but it is extremely unlikely because you would have to break the endstone in order to pull this off, and since you cannot break the endstone, there's no point in really trying. And you have finally done it. You finally made it to the credits. I cannot show the credits because it's copyrighted, of course, but you have finally done it. You have ultimately killed the Ender Dragon and have beaten the entire game without breaking a single block. But let's say you want to kill the Wither. Now that's a story for a different day. And yeah, this was a bit of a different type of video that I would normally do. I decided that I wanted to try a more of a documentary-like attempt at a Minecraft video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, of course, make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know if you guys would like to see more content like this, because this was actually kind of fun to make. Also, sorry if my microphone is quite bad because it took quite a bit of time to set it up and it was a bit annoying. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is Rob, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.